You're looking at live pictures of two big events happening tonight. First, President Obama will give his last international address tonight from the APEC conference in Lima, Peru. We're waiting for the president, who could speak at any moment. We will carry it for you in its entirety live right here on CNN. On the other side of your screen, the revolving door where potential cabinet picks and White House staff member picks have been coming in and out all day to meet with President-elect Donald Trump. It has been a busy weekend of transitions for him. The president-elect, though, in the meantime, in the midst of all of these meetings, he also took to Twitter for a fourth time today, firing back at the cast of the Broadway show Hamilton. He tweeted the cast and producers of Hamilton, which I hear is highly overrated, should immediately apologize to Mike Pence for their terrible behavior. Trump was referring to a speech made at the end, the curtain call on Friday night, because Mike Pence, the vice president-elect, was in the audience. They expressed their concerns about the incoming administration. They asked the vice president-elect to, quote, uphold our American values. Pence, in response, said he was not offended. Listen.
I heard the remarks that were made at the end, and, what I can tell you is I wasn't offended by what was said. I'll leave to others whether it was the appropriate venue to say it.
Joining me now, CNN reliable sources, Brian Stelter. Brian, he has tweeted a couple of times now about what happened on Friday. I think 4 times, including one tweet that appears to have been deleted because we can't find it anymore. Let's pull it up. Very rude and insulting of Hamilton cast member to treat our great future VP Mike Pence to a theater lecture. Couldn't even memorize the lines. Twofold question for you here. A, is the media making more of this than there really is? Does it matter that he's tweeted 4 times about this? And also, if he deletes tweets after inauguration, is he violating the Presidential Records Act?
That's an interesting question. The Presidential Records Act includes tweets and Facebook messages, so everything a president says online is archived. It is a public record. So yes, the answer is yes. If he were to delete a tweet, it wouldn't really be deleted because the Library of Congress, the government would have a copy of it. I talked with Twitter. They keep very close track of these things. In fact, there's a whole plan in place to move President Obama's account over and make way for President-elect Trump.
To the POTUS account.
That's right. Now, is the media making too much of this? I think every word a president-elect says matters, and that's something that Donald Trump is now getting used to. Certainly, it's probably easier to cover a Hamilton dust-up than it is to cover the important conflicts of interest that you were covering earlier this hour. There's also something important here about Trump going after artists, going after Broadway. Now, these are not people that probably voted for him, but he is sort of criticizing artistic expression by saying this should not happen, they should apologize. As I've said before, Trump should go and see Hamilton. I think that's not a bad idea. I was just talking to an investor in the show, Ken Sunshine, who said, I pray he keeps tweeting about this because the show is going to be sold out for decades, not just years, if Trump keeps this up. But certainly, I think the invitation's on the table for the president-elect to go and see the show.
What about Saturday Night Live? He tweeted that he said it was totally one-sided, biased show, nothing funny at all, and he called it the end of this tweet, equal time for all of us. He's actually referring to a federal equal time law for networks, but it only applies during the campaign, right? During the campaign.
So during the campaign, when Donald Trump was a guest on SNL, actually a guest host, NBC had to provide equal amount of airtime to his GOP rivals. People like John Kasich back then, they were given 12, 13 minutes of airtime. But that's only during an election campaign season. Once the election is over, there's no equal time. So I guess if Trump was referring to the equal time rules, he's not aware that once you win or once you lose, there's no more equal time. I suppose Trump is suggesting that people should be making, having just as many jokes, positive about him as there are negative, or something like that. But it was a curious tweet. I hope he elaborates on it. But it's another example of that sort of possible chilling effect about artistic expression.
I should also note we're out of time, but guys, let's just pull up on our screen for people to see. It has been 100 days since Donald Trump has held a press conference.
That's right. July was his last press conference, and normally by now a president-elect does hold a press conference, usually in the first few days after being elected.
We'll get one soon. Brian, thank you very much. We are waiting, as you see in the bottom of your screen there, for President Obama. He will make his final international address. It will be a news conference live from Lima, Peru tonight, set to come out at any moment. You will see it right here. Stay with us. You're live in the CNN Newsroom.